today we gonna be talking about a game that we introduced Bang Bang and T Capella with.
Yes.
Borderlands 3.
Mm-hmm.
So it dropped what? I don't remember when it dropped last year. Was it like late October, September?
That could be right.
We bought it on launch, didn't we?
We brought it on launch.
Yeah, we bought it on launch. So yeah, it's kind of a late review, but still, it's been the subject of conversation within our streams every now and then.
Yeah.
We played pretty much of the whole game up to the last couple of chapters where we just kind of fell out of it.
Yeah.
But what was your first impressions about the game? Because I know you said you never played Borderlands.
I never played it. Miss Barbados talked about it so much. I know you talked about it as well. Like, it was a great, great game. So coming in, I was expecting like a really, really dope story mode, right? Mm-hmm. Something creative, and I was really interested in the gunplay, because we were coming off of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So we know it wasn't as intense, but after playing the game, they had some really cool moments and then not so cool moments, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, the first impressions of the game was hilarious because y'all wasn't used to the whole cheeky banter from the game.
Wasn't used to
like
cheeky banter.
Yeah.
It was overload cheeky banter. A lot of cheeks in that banter.
Yeah,
yes.
they don't go off. They stay with the silly humor. And I think that's one thing I appreciated about it at first because I'm like, okay, Borderlands hasn't changed.
Right.
It's still the same game, still got the same silly humor. But it kind of weighed down on you towards the end.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
All those cheeks. It was too many cheeks.
All those cheeks.
It was too many cheeks.
Yeah.
That and the combination of little things like the driving.
Mm-hmm.
There was so much driving, but the cars wasn't really that easy to work with. It was just too much.
So before I get into that, I know we're talking about a lot of negatives right now.
Oh yeah.
But one of the positives of the games. All right, so the weapons. I feel like the weapons were a big highlight of the game.
Right.
Just for the sheer amount of types of weapons you'll get in that game.
Yeah.
Is ridiculous.
The guns were amazing. I like the creativity that they put with them. My favorite had to be the gun game. The gun. The
one that shot out the guns.
That stuff was hilarious, man.
Cool story about that. Shout out to Dave, man.
Shout out.
Slickmaster Dave, man. He came in and, he's already higher level and everything like that. And my man came in here and shot us out a whole bunch of legendaries and everything like that. Kind of broke the game at the beginning.
He broke the game.
Yeah, but so we have fun with that. But yeah, I really love the aspect of the guns. I think that's one of the strong points of the game because
very strong.
There's so many different variations and everything like that. So that is a very strong point. What do you think about the character designs and developments? And, the characters that you get to play as.
I thought the characters were really cool. Yeah. I just wish there was a little bit more customizing that you could have done with them. Mm-hmm. It was kind of really basic. I stuck with the same robot guy for pretty much the entire game.
Right.
I kind of wish I could switch things up. I know I had a weird donut head or whatever that weird head I got. The plumber guy head and some other stuff. I just wish you can kind of customize them a little bit more. But outside of that, I thought the individual characters were really dope. I had the character with the dog.
Flack?
Flack. I had Flack.
Yeah.
I was really rocking with Flack, man.
Yeah.
So the actual character itself was dope.
Oh, man. What was my character name? Mozzie? Mose? Yeah, Mose. Okay. I think, yeah. So I enjoy using Mose just because she gets a gigantic mech and everything like that. I'm a big mech guy. So I love mechs and everything like that. But I really love that. Barbados used, I got to remember her name. She used the Siren. I know T Capella had the guy with the the secret agent looking character. But the Siren name was, goodness, why is it taking this long to find the names? Amara.
Yeah,
Amara. And I really loved her the arms that popped up and everything.
The arms are really cool.
Miss Barbados, she was going ham on everything. I feel like she killed everything before us. But I thought that was a cool character. And then the other one was Zane. Yeah. Zane, I think T Capella was feeling them because of the sentry bots and whatever he had, everything like that. So.
I feel like the characters were perfect for each of us. Yeah. Individually, I think the characters fit really nicely. And I even liked how they had the individual rooms.
Yeah.
So we all had our own personality as well. It just really felt like you had a group of individuals coming together to save the world. Really dope.
And another thing I liked about the game was the boss fights. The boss fights was pretty dope.
Yeah, they had some really good boss fights.
Like the first one, I think, was that guy who was a DJ. And every time he did a beat, he would vibrate the floor and all like that. We was going crazy, like for real, for real.
They introduced those 2 comedians. Yeah. That had to be one of my favorite bosses right there.
That was really dope. That was really dope. So, yeah. So,
and the characters as well. Something that was surprising as well is how hard it was.
Yeah.
So, I feel like the bosses wasn't as hard as what it was leading up into the bosses, if that makes any sense.
No, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. Because it seems like, they kind of scaled it based on how many players was playing. Right. But still it gave you a difficult while with the fight or anything like that. So I guess we can get into, our lowlights about the game, which is basically, to me, the plot.
Yes.
The plot was not engaging. And I know you haven't played Borderlands 2 or 1 for that matter, but that was one thing I always enjoyed about Borderlands was the story. Yeah. And I felt like Borderlands 1 and 2 had a great story, and everything like that. And this one kind of fell flat. And one particular reason for me, it was the villains. The villains were some damn YouTubers. Yeah. And it was just like, yo, this is not funny. I get y'all trying to get on to today's time with the whole YouTube wave and everything, and it just didn't click to me. How'd you feel about the villains?
Yeah, I couldn't really take them seriously. Yeah. It wasn't something I could really engage and get into. Yeah. It just, everything kind of just felt just too silly, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the major things. Like, the humor kind of dragged out as the game went along and everything. And I know y'all was cracking up at first, but towards the end, you're just like, yo, what did he say? Man. So, yeah, that had to be my main low light with the game, was just the plot.
Yeah, I wish they had some really serious moments where you're, like, really rooting for, your characters or really want to go at the villain. But the villain was just some annoying guy that just kept popping on the screen. It didn't really feel
with
like...
his sister.
Yeah, like, here goes so-and-so. You didn't really feel like a villain. Feel like that annoying guy that you can't get rid of. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what I was thinking.
So, Borderlands 3, even though we didn't finish it, I know y'all probably like, well, y'all didn't finish the game. Look, we tried.
We tried. I'm talking about we're falling asleep in the maps.
We had to change the game up. I mean, we played this every week for a month. I feel like we did.
We did. We got stuck in the desert forever. Yeah. And we were like, whatever it takes to leave this desert, let's leave this desert. Like, it was dragging on for too long. So, I mean, it's a cool game, but I don't think it was good for newcomers such as yourself. Because you probably just got dragged down. Because I felt like for a newcomer, it was overwhelming. It was a lot to keep up with. Yeah. I really felt like the ones who's played this game would have understood a lot of jokes and a lot of characters that are coming in. Because I know there was a character that got killed early on that really pissed you guys off. Yeah, those were pissed off. And we're in this thing like, oh, okay, she just got shot up. Yeah. So definitely, I know there's probably I'm not the biggest Borderlands fanatic, so most of y'all probably disagree with me. But I'm just saying, in terms of overall sharing gameplay, I don't think it lasted well either, because I haven't been really hearing Borderlands talked about that much. I mean, I know they dropped the DLC pack and everything like that, but I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe y'all still rocking with it. But as for me, I was excited for the game too. Oh, yeah. Because I'm just like, every time I played with friends back in the day, it was always fun. Yeah. And everything like that. So if you had to give this a grade, what would you give it? A check, dash, or X? Dang. I would have to give it a dash. Okay. And the reason why I give it a dash and not an X is because it has some really good moments. Like, the guns were really, really cool. Yeah. The story, if you really was paying attention to it, you probably would have got it. We were kind of much drinking and hanging out. Yeah. So it's more of a casual type of thing. But I know they have a pretty, decent story. So I'll give it a dash just for just the playing aspect of it. Yeah, I would give it a dash as well. I felt like, nostalgia plays a lot in these kind of games, but I mean, it only hits right for certain people. Right. So I mean, Borderlands fans probably, was crazy about this, and I guess you can call me kind of like, just a casual fan of Borderlands, but I always enjoyed and appreciate the idea of Borderlands. I love the loot system that they have. I think they have one of the best loot systems around. And, it's just the lasting value on it. I just wouldn't come back to it a lot, Yeah. I felt like Borderlands 2 was the game that you came back to. And I think a lot of people would agree with me on that, because Borderlands 2 has some great plot,
story developments and characters and everything. And I kind of felt like the characters in that game were a little more suited to my style because I love Zero with the sword, and Maya was my favorite. So yeah, man, for real.
Oh yeah.